I'm Cathryn Jeff. I thought I'd show you how to do some drawing today and how to blend in and use different drawing materials. So we've got some pens, which are just ink pens, or you can use felt tips. This is a thicker one. I've got drawing pencils, just whatever you've got around, and also some watercolour pencils, and I can show you how to blend with the water with that. I'm going to do the same subject for each of the different types of pencils. I'm just going to do a simple apple, something you'll have laying around the house. So I'm going to start just by using these pencils. I've got 2B, a 6B, a 4B and an 8B. The B's are basically the softer pencils and the H's are the harder pencils. So 2B is a little bit harder than 8B. You can see that's a lot darker mark, and that was the same pressure applied. I'll just start by sketching the outline of the apple. This is literally back to basics. So I'm keeping on looking at what I'm drawing, so the shape, you're not just guessing. The shape is as it is, just put in the main features. So you can start to put some of the shading in. Can you see how I'm shading the way that the form is, the shape of the apple? So you could, this is called cross-hatching. Basically you're crossing over the lines. And you're getting darker and darker. So I'm starting to press heavier now. This is still with just the 2B. I'm really looking at where the darker lines are. There's some shadows there. Now I'm squinting because I can see the definition better. It blocks out all the details and you can get your tones if you squint. Or take your glasses off. I'm just putting in that detail there. So it's a bit lighter on this right hand side, so I'm just going a little bit lighter. Again, cross hatching. If I did that all flat, it would look like a hexagon or something not round. So basically shading the shape and the direction. I'm going to move to a 4B now. It's ever so slightly softer, so I'm going to get darker lines. I've got some really dark bits there. I've actually got a reflected shadow, sorry, reflected light there, which is the light bouncing down and hitting, bouncing off the paper and hitting under here, so don't miss things like that. So that'll make it look more realistic. So really look and see what's light, what's dark. Don't just presume you know what an apple looks like, so you're going to draw it. Just really look. Almost pretend you don't know what it is that you're drawing. So you've literally got to draw what you see and not what your brain thinks you should be seeing. So I'm getting slightly darker marks with this 4B. Careful of smudging, I've just smudged that. Sometimes it looks good there, so you can smudge with your fingers if you want to. I'll show you a bit of that. If you want to blend in your lines, you can. So it's starting to take shape. I think we need to, I mean, you could just use a 2B and a 6B or something. You don't need all the variations, but I'm just showing you how different they are, really. So I'm just really looking onto those darks. I've just squinted again, and my shadow is actually darker than the bottom of the apple. So I'll probably use my 8B. Oh, it's broken. Yeah, let's go to my 8B because that's broken anyway. So I'm just pressing quite hard to get that shadow. Really dark there, and it's not as dark up here, so I'm doing it really dark, pressing quite hard just to get the darkest that I can. Slightly lighter there, and actually the apple's darker there. underneath. So it switches, it's dark to light with the shadow, darker to light with the apple. So don't just presume it's the same all the way along, really look. So I'm going to leave that reflective shadow. If you accidentally do go over it, you've always got a rubber you can use to rub out. Again, shading, direction of the apple. And it's actually darker on the top here. I didn't realise that until I just really looked there. Slightly lighter here than it is there, which I think you'd presume would be the other way round really, with this being the top. So that just proves that you shouldn't imagine things. Just literally looking backwards and forwards every few seconds. I'm looking at the apple and looking at the picture. So I'm on the 8B still. So that really, how to use different types of pencils. Like I said, you can blend if you want. If you want it a little bit more soft, I'm just going to go in a little bit there. And there's a little bit of light on the top of that. Made that stem a little bit bigger just to get that light top of the stem there. Try to avoid drawing outlines, actual lines around things. See, if I did that really hard it wouldn't look as good. So like there, try and blend in your, unless you want to draw it like a cartoon I suppose. Let's fizzle that bit out, that's quite nice, it's got quite a blurred shadow. So that's using the pencils.